Welcome. We are back. Another day in the market. Should I keep this music on? I don't know. I just looked up dojo music on Spotify. I don't know. If you want me to take it out, I could just put the normal music on, but we'll see. Zelda music? Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of went with it. We'll see. We'll play a few songs, see if this place is good. If not, we'll just switch back. But yeah, Lynn to Glenn, nah, I had a haircut like a couple weeks ago, but I just got out of the shower, so I'm throwing on my hat. But yeah, we're back another day in the market. Hope everybody's doing well. The dojo music is on for a reason. Got some talking to do, okay? A lot of negativity everywhere. I really don't get it at all, so this is going to be a little bit more of maybe an educational stream. When we get to certain parts, we're going to start off as per usual with Bitcoin. And yeah, Bitcoin, I mean, really nothing much. It kind of had that flash crash, and now I think there's just a lot of indecision. Buyers and sellers are kind of meeting at this equilibrium price, which is the 200-day moving average for right now, and it's been pretty much going flat for the past 1.5 days or so. So, you know, until there's more data, there's really not much analysis I can do on Bitcoin. I don't see much of an edge. I see it going either way, and that's really how I'm looking at Bitcoin for the short term. I'm not really looking at it, if that makes sense. For the Litecoin trade, it's actually back in profit. It went to almost a stop loss. It was $1 above the stop loss, and now the trade's back in profit. So hopefully it can continue recovering, but also it does depend on Bitcoin. That's literally it for crypto. So let's talk about the market. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I kind of decided to throw on dojo music because I want to have a little bit of some trading psychology talking a little bit. So I'm gonna be a self-proclaimed sensei tonight. I don't know, but we're gonna get to it later. Let's talk about the market first. All right. S&P 500 red, Nasdaq red, IWM flat, and then the ARC was green. So yeah, you got a pull today. There was a couple different news catalysts that came out during the day, and you know, I think we had a pretty good open. Actually, let me even see how the S&P opened. Today was the 9th. So yeah, pretty much we started the day green for the S&P 500, had about an hour. The first hour of the day was green, and then you just kind of started selling off throughout the day. Looking at the S&P 500, going into tomorrow, it's interesting, you know, it's kind of right at this mini 1 hour chart level around like 44.90ish. I'm close right around there. If it breaks it, I mean, if you go over to the daily, there is a gap fill all the way down here at like 44.44, which is about 50 points away. And not too much support if you break under yesterday's low, which you kind of close like right at or a little bit under. For the NASDAQ though, this music is really distracting me. I don't know, I might have to switch it. But for the NASDAQ, you actually had your lowest close in about 5 days, I believe. So that's not good. But I don't really know if there's anything else. It's just kind of like we're just so high up here. And again, it could go higher. I'm not saying it can. I'm just saying we're so high up that like it's hard to really use technicals like we did over here. And at least things are a little bit more kind of consolidated. Now it's just kind of like everything went linear, just straight up. So we're just kind of at this point where it's like, you know, how long will this continue for before we really start pulling back? Because this is nothing. What happened, you know, between yesterday and today is nothing. Like realistically, it's let's see. Let's go to yesterday's open to today's close. It's not even a 1% drop on the NASDAQ. So I don't know. You know, looking at the Russell 2000, it was flat today. Not much to really update on that. Just still kind of trying to back test this previous resistance zone and flip it into support potentially. Not much of any edge apart from that though. Don't really see anything on the oscillators. And if we go over to the ARK ETF, it was actually green today. And we talked about how the ARK ETF, which tracks mid-cap growth stocks, was actually back testing the breakout yesterday. And then today actually bounced up. Again, had a pretty good morning, and then it just pulled back with the S&P and the NASDAQ in the afternoon. But yeah, that's really it for the market. I mean, VIX was up 5% today, still under that 28 level, which is okay. 10-year kind of flat, dollar kind of flat, so nothing to really update on when it comes to all of those. Give me a second here. There should be a super chat popping up any second now. Just waiting for that to pop up. There we go. Florida Nick with another super chat. Thank you very much for the 5. Says, Confucius man, I hope I pronounced that right. Man with hand in pocket, feel cocky all day. I just dropped a poll in the chat. Thank you, Florida Nick, very, very much for the super chat. Let's get some vibes in the chat for Florida Nick. Dropping another super chat. I appreciate all the tips recently, all the support. Thank you very much. All right, so apparently we're not really messing with the music. All right, I'll switch back to the classic. I tried, you know. It's okay. We'll switch back to the normal type of music. So I'll just end that poll. But yeah, let me see what's up in the chat right now. A lot of sarcasm in the chat tonight, I already could tell. What else? I'm trying to see what's up in the chat. Mehdi says Golden Cross could be happening soon for Bitcoin. I haven't looked at that. Co-creator says Champion Vibe is the best. TA, appreciate that. I don't think I'm the best, but I try my best. The guy says Mehdi forced me to get SPY puts one time and I lost 50% of my portfolio. I don't want to. I know a lot of these chats I'm seeing right now are very sarcastic. I don't really want to read those types of ones because there might be like new viewers in the stream tonight thinking that everybody here is like bankrupt. And I don't know, maybe that is true. I really hope it's not, but I don't want to confuse newer viewers in the stream. So what else is in the chat? Yeah, the dojo music, I don't know, it kind of did get annoying to me as well. It was like a little bit distracting. Just not the right vibe for that, I guess. And also maybe not the best playlist. Sunny, so I said Confucius. I don't know really how to pronounce it. You're saying it's pronounced, but you just spelled the word the same exact way, so that doesn't really help me pronounce it. So somebody like put, what's that thing called when you like kind of not actually spell out the word, but like spell out how you're supposed to pronounce it. There's a word for that word as well. I don't know what I'm saying. Somebody help me out. Lord Nick says, gotta take it easy, Bob. I haven't slept in 2 days. LOL, wake me up when we moon. Definitely get sleep. Cheddar Free says, how's classes, CV? They're all right. Neutron Flux Labs got a new $3,000 setup. That's awesome. I hope you enjoy it, man. Unfushis? Oh my gosh. Co-creator with the $5 super chat says, champion vibes, knowledge, humility, and chill music. That's what I'm here for. Glad to hear that, co-creator. Thank you for all the support. You're just supporting the whole entire community, even Clover and everything, Tar Heel stream. Thank you very much for the 5. Let's get some vibes in the chat for co-creator as well. Phonetics, yeah, there we go. Everybody's so much smarter than me. It's crazy. I'm just reading the chat. We're about to talk about Clover in a second. I think I've already covered most of the chat regardless. So, yeah, I don't know. There's different ways that you all are putting the phonetics. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce phonetics. I don't even know if I'm mispronouncing that. So I don't even know. Cheddar Freeze is saying I should probably keep studying. That might be a good idea. All right. So what's up? What's up with everybody? First off, I mean, I was, again, just like yesterday, I was kind of chilling today. Wasn't a great day for me, trading, but just weird. It's just weird, going on Twitter, going on Reddit, going on Discord, and none of it was really directed towards me, but just seeing so much negativity and toxicity and just FUD, it was like, I don't know what's going on. It's weird to see. Not even just with Clover, just in general. I mean, the S&P and the NASDAQ have 2 slightly red days, and I just see everybody freaking out. Like, even back when we were having much worse red days, it wasn't like this. I feel like we might have gotten to a point where people are so used to just constant green days, just because of how linear the past 2 or 3 weeks have been. Yeah, like 2 little red days, like I just see everybody freaking out, and it's really like concerning to me. And on one hand, it's like, I don't know what to do. I feel like I want to try and share positivity and spread that, but it's not my position. If somebody is, maybe losing money or whatever, I understand how you could be upset, but like, this is why I always try and teach about risk management and whatnot. But I want to help out. For me personally, things like this are like really, even just comparing to early May or to early March, like what happened yesterday and today was like literally nothing, in my opinion. And again, it depends on how you're trading and what your risk allocation is looking like. But I was just really, really confused, looking everywhere today. So first off, just want to say, relax. I can say this with confidence. You do not gain anything from trading with a negative mindset. Being sad about trades or whatever it is, you don't gain anything. And again, I'm not saying everybody here had a bad day. I'm just saying I feel like a lot of people that have not had a good day yesterday or today have been kind of like panicking, just from what I've seen. And I'm not saying it's everybody, but I'm trying to focus on the people that might need help right now. That's really what I'm trying to do. So, if that's one of you, like, I always talk about things like this, like it's 1 or 2 days and that's literally nothing. And of course it could be a lot of money, but it's nothing in terms of the overall journey that you will have as the trader and investor, right? Multiple years, 1 or 2 days, no matter even how big or, how much of a big win or big loss you had, like 1 or 2 days is not going to be your whole entire story as a trader. So you always got to kind of, sit back and understand that it's just a small part of the journey, but obviously you gotta be focused, right? And that's really what I kind of want to start with. I feel like a lot of people here who've been here for a while understand risk management and things like this. They're just like whatever, but especially within like the last month or so, there's been a lot of newer people entering the community that might not have watched the course or just haven't watched the streams for a while or haven't looked at all the other educational resources. And I just want to kind of tailor towards those people who, maybe some of you who've been around for a year now were in the same boat a year ago, right? So that's really how I'm looking at things. Just first off, and now let's get into Clover. Okay, Clover, what happened today, prior to the market close, so pretty much during market hours, what happened today I think was very natural. I think what happened today, I mean, I think there's an explanation for every single part of the day up until obviously when the market closed and the downgrade came out. But I'm going to get into that later. So first off, let's start off with the open. Clover opened at 960. It gapped up and it went all the way up to 1017. Clover started the day off pretty well. It was pretty green. Right over here had a pretty good first 2 hours of the day. Then it started pulling back slightly. It looked like there was, kind of an intraday bull flag. And then the market started falling. Okay. So then Clover started trading with the market. But if you look at things before the market closed, we talked about this last night where we had a backup where we bounced off of 920 yesterday. And then today we saw a bounce after the backup, right? So after the backup, we saw a bounce today. And then the market, okay, an external variable, the market started pulling down Clove to a certain extent. And you saw Clover pretty much from, I'd say, about 11 a.m. EST to around the market close, just trading with the rest of the market indices. That's really all it did, and it pretty much went green to red, but it was only slightly right at the close. And then after hours, that's when it started to be a little bit unnatural. Okay, but keep in mind, everything up until the close today, I don't think there was anything that surprised me. Everything really did make sense, right? It tested 10, usually as resistance, got a little bit above it, but pulled back under it. When it was pulling back, and maybe, if the market didn't go red like it did, maybe Clover would have had a bull flag broken out of it, or actually followed through with the breakout of the bull flag and retested above 10, but that didn't happen, right? So I just want to kind of, make the main point here that, like, I just feel like a lot of people want to blame, every little thing here and there. For me, I think today was natural. Okay, and that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think it was natural until the close, obviously. Then you had a catalyst. It was a negative catalyst. And yeah, Cohen initiates coverage on Clover Health investments with underperform and a $7 price target. Okay. So you had that come out after the close and it dropped the price 2.5%. Okay. Cohen basically came out and gave a downgrade $2 lower than the current price. And only dropped for now. I think it actually dropped the price about 3%. I think Clover closed at 9 after hours, but dropped a few percent. Could drop more tomorrow. I hope it doesn't, but yes, it could. But on that, I just saw again just so much panic and everything. Like, I'll just tell you my perspective. Does Cohen coming out and saying $7 downgrade price target? Will people sell because of that? Most likely, there are going to be some people selling because of that. With upgrades and downgrades, a lot of people trade off of those. Personally, I don't care. I really, and again, I'm not telling you not to care. You can care about whatever you want and not care about whatever you want. I'm just saying personally, I could care less about what Cohen has to say about Clover. That's just how I'm looking at it. But at the same time, even though I don't care about their analysis or or the downgrade, I do also have to understand that other people might care and might trade off of that. Okay, so when you have a stock, right? You have natural times, you have unnatural times with catalysts. Today, during the market hours, I think was pretty natural. Clover was doing its thing. People were trading off of fundamentals and technicals, nothing too crazy. And then after hours, then you saw, an outside catalyst kind of taking control. And that's the thing about technicals. And I don't know how many times I've said this on stream, but catalysts overweigh technicals, right? Obviously, when you're using technicals, you're trying to understand how people trade stocks in normal conditions. You're trying to read their psychology. So you're seeing that, most days there's not a catalyst for most stocks. Most stocks don't have a catalyst every single day of the week, every single day of the year. So most of the time they trade without catalysts and they just trade on people, looking at the price, looking at the technicals, giving their bias on the fundamentals. That's how most stocks trade without catalysts. And that's when technicals can be pretty beneficial. And that's how we've been pretty spot on with using technicals on Clover for the past 2 or 3 weeks especially. And then today you had a catalyst, and that's the thing that can override the technicals. So the question going into tomorrow is, how much weight will traders, investors, maybe other institutions give into this $7 price target? That's the question, because this can kind of mess up the technicals if there is a lot of weight that goes into that. Maybe people forget about this by the morning. Honestly, I don't think they will, but we'll see. You know, will this bring down the price? Will it not? Who knows? I don't know the future. But I'm just trying to explain how, as a trader, you have to understand how stocks are trading in certain ways, right? And if you watched last night's stream, everything that happened during market hours today, you should have been pretty, you know, not surprised by. Because last night's stream, we pretty much talked about what I was thinking going into today. And for the most part, apart from the market pulling back, that happened. And then after hours, there was really no way to predict it, right? So, you know, Cohen decided to do what they wanted to do. That's their choice. Do I hate Cohen? No, I don't. Do I have a different opinion than him? Yes, I do. But again, you have to remember, you can't get mad when, you know, some other firm or whatever, or analyst, you know, has an opposite opinion as you. You can't get mad at that. This is a game where you have opponents, right? So if you're bullish on Clover and they're bearish on Clover, that's a part of the game. So blaming it on whoever, I don't think is necessarily, you know, anything that is in your control, right? What could be in your control is to see how other people are reacting to that news. Now, on top of all of this, you do have the fact that, you know, at one point, I think in one of their recent 13F filings, they did have puts. They had puts. So I do not know if they still have puts on Clover. But at one point they did have puts on Clover, and now they downgraded it, which does raise a question. I don't know if that's illegal or anything. From what I understand, I mean, didn't Bank of America do the same thing, if I'm not mistaken? They also had puts on Clover and they downgraded Clover. Please correct me if I'm wrong there, but this is a game, okay? You cannot go into the market saying, oh my gosh, this is not fair. If you want to succeed in this market, you have to be able to trade in whatever condition it is. You can't control the market. I'm sorry. As much as you want to, you can't control it. That's just how it is. So you got to know how to trade around the market. And that's really what I kind of want to, you know, just bring up. Like, and this is why I think it's really important to read, you know, Trading the Zone by Mark Douglas, to watch his lectures, and just kind of understand that you have to be prepared for things that you don't, or you can't possibly know about ahead of time to occur. You have to kind of allow uncertainty to be a part of trading. A lot of people try and trade with certainty, and that messes you up. It messes you up as a trader. You have to allow for the fact that you do not know the future. That, in my opinion, you know, that will help you out. And again, I don't know if it for sure will help you out. Maybe you want to act like you have certainty, but you don't. If you're trading properly, you do not have any certainty. So that's just kind of what I want to start off with when it comes to all that. Now let's talk about the technicals and everything that kind of, we already talked about how the day went for Clover. Let's give a little bit of a technical update on what's going on now. There's this kind of 1 hour triangle, had about 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, and then it, you know, kind of fell under with the market dropping during market hours, and then after hours, Clover closed, I believe, at 9, about an hour and a half ago when after hours ended. So here's the thing. What did we talk about last night? That we want to see Clover, for the majority of the day, hold above 920. Clover did that. The low of the day during market hours was 930. Clover was not under $9.20 during market hours today. Of course, it did go under after hours, but during market hours, before any outside catalyst, exactly what I was hoping for with the backup happened. You know, would it have still broken that after hours if there wasn't a downgrade? I don't think so. I don't think Clover would have been down 3% after hours if there wasn't that downgrade. So we'll see. You know, going into tomorrow, the question is, like, you know, if Clover opens under $9, like how it closed after hours under $9, then you're back in the Wyckoff range. Now, I tweeted this out yesterday, but when it comes to backups, a brief breach below the level, it's whatever. It's all about where the price action holds for the majority of the time, okay? So just like you have a fake out to the downside, you could have another fake out and then get back above. You know, a lot of people try and, you know, think that, oh my gosh, everything is over because it broke 20 cents under the previous resistance. Like, again, it potentially could head back down. I'm not saying that it's going to go back up for sure. I'm just saying the only way to know is patience, right? Unless you know the future. If you know the future, if you have a time traveling machine, then you have an advantage compared to me. But that's just how I'm looking at it. I don't know what tomorrow will be for Clover. I don't need to know what tomorrow will be for Clover. I'll wait to see what the variables look like, and I'll make decisions based off of that. Okay. So that's really I'm looking at everything with the Wyckoff range. You know, based on market hours, you're still attempting a backup, even if you break a little bit under that level. I mean, who's to say that somebody else might have the top of the range charted over here, or maybe over here, or maybe all the way up here. So, you know, there's always subjectivity. I think that's the word, you know, when it comes down to things. So that's really the update with the Wyckoff. You know, optimally, I would like to see Clover get back above 920 ASAP and hold above it. And that's really what I'm looking at. But a lot of people are acting like Clover just completely dumped. And I know it's down quite a bit from the highs of the week, but Clover is still up 5% on the week. It's just, I don't know, maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way, but I just see everybody so frustrated and everything. And I understand that. But for me, it's like a week ago, you know, the close was 884. A week later, you're sitting at 930 on the market close, or $9 after hours. That's still higher. That's how I'm looking at it. So I guess maybe if you don't want to be, I'm not even going to say positive like I am, but just not negative. That's just how I look at things. I'm not here to complain about everything and whatnot. I just take things for what they are, things I can't control, and I just see what I can do around that. So going into today, we did have that bearish Harami we talked about somewhat last night. I know, you know, typically you want a smaller body. They were just a smaller candle overall. And then today, maybe a little bit of, I think X-Ray Goggles was talking about this, like an inverted hammer. Again, typically you want to see those, you know, in different contexts, but the actual candle itself is kind of trying to show itself. Also a 4-hour bearish engulfing candle. I just noticed that. I didn't even see it before. So yeah, price action was not optimal, but still there's a lot of other things that, you know, could potentially happen. 1-hour hidden bullish divergence is still on the table, as long as Clover makes a higher low than 860 and getting back above 922. I don't know. I think Clover was trading at $11 on Tuesday. It's trading at $9 now. We'll see. It just depends on how you want to look at things. I can't tell you how to look at things. I'm just telling you how I'm looking at things for right now. Again, that could change very quickly, but for right now, I don't see things that are the end of the world like a lot of other people I see on social media kind of make it out to be. But again, I don't know the future, so I'm not acting like there's a certainty it's just going to shoot right back up, and I don't even know if it will shoot right back up. So I'm just trying to throw different perspectives out there. I'm not trying to be too, you know, biased or whatever it is. I'm just trying to view this from an unbiased standpoint. Of course, I do have my bias, but for the analysis standpoint, this is all I'm trying to do. Another thing, X-Ray Goggles was crushing it with the analysis today, but also maybe, you know, if Clover can you know, not gap down tomorrow, it could open up at the PCZ with a bullish bat, but again, it would have to go back up to 930 in the pre-market before the open for like a low time frame harmonic. But yeah, there's really not much else. You know, it was down 1.5% before the close, or at the close. So hopefully all of that just gave you some perspective. But that's just how I'm looking at things, you know. Let me see what's up in the chat for a little bit. Keep in that like button. We got like 86 people in here, only 38 likes. Hit that like button if you didn't already. And if you're not subscribed, we're testing the resistance of 3,400 subscribers on the channel. We're currently at 3,391. So if 9 of you are watching a stream and you're not subscribed, you can help us get to 3,400 live on stream. All right, let's see what's in the chat. Let me see what's up there for a second. Co-creator says, brush your shoulders off, ignore the FUD, and stay true to your vibe, guys. It's going to be fine. Homeless Laner says, rule number 1, don't bring what you can't lose to the casino. Cheddar Free says, should never trade with emotion. See it a lot with these hype stocks. KTF says, you should see the Weeble comment section on popular stocks. One red candle on the 1-minute chart and everyone loses their minds. Cuckoo Bird, I'm not telling you how to allocate your accounts or portfolios. I'm just sharing how, you know, what works for me. But yeah, you know, if you feel that going all in on Clover, I'm not going to be one to stop you from doing anything, whether it's, you know, heavily diversifying or heavily going all in. Like, that's not my position to tell you what to do with your money. I'm never going to tell anybody what to do with their money. All I'm going to do is explain my personal process, and you can interpret that however you want. Well, like, yeah, and also to all of that, there we go, Arthur, helping us get towards that goal. On top of all those points I just brought up, like, remember, okay, it was only like two weeks ago. There we go, Sam. There we go. I knew we had the power. Let's just get over 3,400 subs. All right, so this thing was basically only like 2 weeks ago. We were down at 750, right? So, still, Clover's up 25% since we started talking about this spring over here. Perspective. There we go. We're moving up towards that goal. Homeless Laner says the downgrade literally follows the composite man theory. Another last accumulation opportunity before the major players. Yeah, it's funny to see how things kind of, you know, work out as analogies and whatnot. Maggie says we need an FTM Bloomberg terminal. Cuckoo Bird with the $5 Canadian super chat, let's say, saying, that was a joke, champ. Love my club, not. Yeah, I was just answering in case anybody else had like the same type of perspective in general. But, you know, you didn't say anything wrong. I mean, even I know you were joking, but even that was still like, you know, I understood. But like, yeah, I get it. Okay, all good. Thank you for the $5 tip. Let's get some vibes in the chat for Cuckoo Bird. Where else did I leave off in the chat? Rev says, champ got more energy today. I was not even home from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So I got home like an hour before I went live, and I had to shower and eat and then go live. Oh yeah, I think Max Payne's at 9 if I'm not mistaken for tomorrow. So Clover's literally at 9. It's so crazy to see every week it getting right down towards that Max Payne area. I think also Clover, I think Max Payne, if I'm not mistaken, last Friday was $8.50, and Clover closed like 30 cents above that. And then on Tuesday we saw a crazy move. So like one of the first weeks where we really saw Clover really get above that Max Payne price. The following week, on the first day of the week, you know, of course Reddit kind of, you know, was super hot about Clover over the weekend, but it was cool to see it that, you know, that Max Payne theory is kind of doing its thing. Florida Nick says, CV, what's your cell phone number? My cell phone number is 351-772-8604. What else is in the chat? PPI data out tomorrow. Cheddar Freeze dropping that in the chat. Cheddar Freeze is always on top of everything. Let's get some vibes in the chat for Cheddar Freeze. All right. That was not my phone number. Please don't. I don't know. That might actually be somebody's phone number. So probably don't call them and annoy them. But obviously I'm not going to say my phone number on live stream. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that changed on the options page. I think the $10 strikes went up even more. I think this was around 81 or 82,000 on open interest. So I think the $10, there's almost 100,000 open interest in just the $10 strikes for CLOV. I don't see anything else that stands out too much. Maybe even the 17 might have gone up a little bit. 15, that was around 60. Actually, the $15 strikes went up about like 6,000, 7,000 open interest. I think actually the open interest did go up on a few of these for sure, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, not too much to update on the options apart from that. That's really it. I don't want to kind of overcomplicate things. Like, I'm just being patient personally. You could do whatever you want. you know, another thing that was pretty cool today, SPRT went up another 12%. If you're a premium member, that's 200% profit potentially in 2 days. And yeah, I mean, I brought this up on stream last week multiple times. The falling wedge, the hidden bullish divergence on SPRT. And I'm just waiting for some confirmation. I got that on Tuesday. Shared call ideas with premium members on Tuesday. Those calls are now up like 200%. So yeah, you know, these are the things that you can just learn from putting in hard work for a couple of months. And you can learn how to do these types of trades by yourself, right? So whether you want to watch the course in the description, whether you want to watch the stream every single night for a few months, whether you want to join premium, whatever you want to do that you feel is best for you to learn, I do think that taking out time to really learn technicals, even fundamentals. I know I don't, you know, teach too much about fundamentals, but start taking out time to learn. That's, you know, one of the things I definitely would say. So yeah. 1-800-VIBES. Yeah, it's definitely my number right there. How much is premium? It's 30 a month. Well, no, it's 30 for the first month, and then every month after is 25. But yeah, cool move today on SPRT. I'm gonna be completely honest. The calls are up 200% since I shared them on Tuesday, but I took 30% profit on them. It was I think Wednesday morning I took profit right at the open, mainly for portfolio reasons. I was trying to get into some other calls and I didn't want to have too much money in options, so I just took my 30% profit. Like, I think it was, where was that? So this was yesterday. It must have been somewhere around over here, like the mid 22 or something, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you know, but SPRT is making a nice move. Just giving an update on that. Boeing, also keeping an eye on this one. Maybe a little bit of a short-term inverse head and shoulders. You talk about the ongoing trades. And a little bit here. Fortnite says it's $19,000 to join premium. What else? It's in the chat. Trump Flux Labs, thank you for that. For the testimonial, says worth far more than the education you get. Worth far more. I don't know if you worded that incorrectly or if I'm reading that incorrectly. I don't even get. I might just be tired. I'm just confusing myself tonight. But thank you for all the testimonials. Trump Flux Labs. Yeah, let's go over the ongoing trades. I know I'm being kind of weird right now. I'm just, again, I've been nonstop working since 8 a.m. in the morning. It's been 13, almost 14 hours straight of me just working. So X is up 2% since the entry. At one point, this trade was up 21% since the entry. So not fun. It got close to the first target, never hit it. But we talked about this last night where it was potentially back testing the handle breakout, and today it bounced off of that. So hopefully it can continue to do so, and then eventually start developing hidden bullish divergence on the daily. NEO bounced up 1% today. Also, we talked about this one potentially back testing the wedge, and then today it bounced. So two things we talked about back testing last night did bounce today, which is nice to see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Blink also bounced up 2% today. It's just retesting that 3190 level. You could see it was support back in March. Hopefully you can get above that shortly. BlackBerry was up 3% today, bounced off the 200-day moving average actually. Still just want to see BlackBerry continue to hold above $9.60. A lot of these swings have been taking longer than usual. I just think still, you know, we've seen a pretty good small cap and mid cap market for the past 2 or 3 weeks, apart from yesterday and today. And we did have a lot of trades hit targets and, you know, do very well. There's just a few that, you know, taking some time. And then these ones already did hit their targets, but CZR is still trying to get towards that second target. And then same thing for WYNN, not too far away either. So really nothing too crazy. Fisker was up 1% today. I really don't know what to do right now with Fisker. Between 12 and 1455 is pretty 50-50 to me. You know, you have this classic bullish divergence on the daily, but it's not really done much. You're still under that 1455 previous support from January. So the way I'm looking at Fisker right now is if it breaks above 1455 and confirms a breakout over that level, that's pretty good in my eyes. Otherwise, I'd like it down at 12, which would be a bullish Gartley. Okay, so yeah, it's either like I want to see either Fisker get it back above 1455 or drop down to 12, and then hopefully maybe even triple classic bullish divergence. Then again, it's way too early to tell, but that's really what I'm looking for. You know, I always look at Fisker. Every single day I look at the Fisker chart. It's just for the past like 2 weeks it's been going sideways, so that's why there really hasn't been much to talk about with Fisker recently. But I'm waiting. You know, I'm very selective with when I want to swing Fisker, and most of the time it's gone pretty well. I think we've only had 1 or 2 failed swings on Fisker. Probably like 7 or 8 targets are successful swing trades on Fisker, and I don't even know how many day trades, but yeah. Futures, NASDAQ futures are flat, S&P futures are down a bit, Russell futures are up a bit, so they're kind of, you know, all of them are relatively flat, but they're a little bit, you know, over the place. Bitcoin's trying to test 47K right now. JG says, is there a cup and handle forming on CLOV's 4-hour chart? Well, I get the thought process, and I think Anna in the Discord was also kind of sharing this, which is, yeah, you are definitely getting rounding price action, right? You are seeing rounding price action, and what does rounding price action mean? It means over here it was bearish, 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 bearish. Over here it was neutral, 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 and then it started becoming bullish, bullish, bullish. That's what rounding action is. It's a gradual change in sentiment for a stock. That's what happens when you're rounding out. You know, and then kind of the opposite when you're doing it like this, right? If your price action is like this, it's kind of the opposite. You know, a stock is bullish, 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 and then it starts becoming neutral, and then, you know, it starts losing momentum. So yeah, you are getting that. Is it a cup and handle? It's not. First of all, you don't really have a defined handle. Maybe you want to be looking at this $11 to $9 pullback as a handle, but then you wouldn't really be able to chart on the 4-hour. Maybe you could chart on the 1 hour. Just chart like how this downtrend is looking since it hit 11, but the main reason it's not a cup and handle is you don't have a proper neckline, right? So I mean, maybe you want to say that 11-12 is the neckline, you know, from this high over here and this high over here, but I still think, like, if you're going to be looking at swing highs, then this would be your first half of the handle. So to become a cup and handle, Clover would need to pretty much do this on the 4-hour. Pretty much we need to come up over here and then start handling out, and then you'd have your handle off of this $15, or you'd have your neckline at $15. But you can't really get a neckline like this. That's just way too slanted. Bolkowski says they should be somewhat parallel, and that's not really parallel at all. So it's rounding price action, but it's not a cup and handle for now. You don't need a cup and handle for the price to go up. I'm just trying to explain you know, the technicals and what you'd be looking for on a proper cup and handle. What else is in the chat? Have a good one, Florida Nick. Thank you again for the tip. And what else we got? Yeah, I mean, we could just do take requests for the rest of the stream if you all want. Just drop takers in the chat. We could just, you know, we haven't really spent too much time doing take requests in the past few nights, so we could definitely do that. If you want me to look at a take or drop in the chat, do not request anything that was left over 30% today. Don't request anything that IPO'd within the last month, and nothing I say is financial advice. Yeah, keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 80 likes right now. We got 80 people in here. CTFO. I don't know if you typed that incorrectly. I don't know. I'm not seeing that. Oh, we'll look at your ticker request first, though. Because you tipped earlier. All right. 10MB. I don't know what that is. All right, so first off, Playboy. This might be a harmonic pattern. We'll see. Yeah, pretty close to a bullish bat on Playboy, and it already hit roughly around the PCZ, a little bit shallow, the 886. But if you chart it like this, and it is pretty much a textbook bullish bat if you use that swing low. So bullish bat, hit the PCZ, bounced at it. Now it's just testing the 200-day moving average, maybe a little bit of a resistance like this. Maybe like a descending broadening wedge kind of. I mean, there's a gap fill all the way up here at $50. And there's another resistance at 41 roughly, resistance at 35 roughly. And then there's that one at 30, and then I'd say a support around 20. So those are all of your levels and your patterns. And yeah, one thing I would say, however, is that there is hidden bearish divergence on the 4-hour MACD and on the RSI. We made a lower high on price, but a higher high on the MACD and on the RSI. See if that's on the daily as well. It's not confirmed on the daily, but it's developing a little bit. It's not even close to confirmed yet though. So we'll see. You know, maybe even if that does play out, you could just maybe double bottom at the PCZ. Might depend on the market. I'm sure it's not a bullish bunny. SOFI. I like that it's back above 1470. You know, there still is a gap to 1671. You have classic bullish divergence on the daily playing out. I know Mehdi was watching this one. That's really it. I just want to see it continue to hold above 1470. EH. Maybe like a long-term cup and handle could occur here, but it's kind of too early to tell, right? So you have that first rounded bottom. Maybe it's trying to round out again. Still needs some more work on the second bottom. You know, maybe if we zoom out though, this could be a shark. Wow, so it's a bullish shark pretty much. It hit the 886 and the roughly the 1618 from B to D. 1 second. And then maybe it's trying to, you know, have a reversal low as Mitch Ray and Scott Carney talk about, and then potentially a confirmation low. So double bottom at the PCZ potentially. So it just, I would really like to just see us hold above 20. And again, I'm looking at this from a pretty long-term perspective on the chart. Those are pretty much your levels. If you want like a short-term level, that's a little bit tougher. It's not too clear. OCGN. Maybe like a 3 rising valleys. It's not too clear. It's not super parallel either. But really, you know, this would be the part where it just runs back up to 9 if it is a 3 rising valley. I just want to see it continue to hold above like 6, honestly, from this previous low. 200-day moving average. Not too much apart from all that. BBIG, from a swing trader's perspective, which is the perspective I look at all the stocks on the stream, there's really nothing to be done here, right? This is where, you know, swing trade technicals matter. When you have hidden bullish divergence on the daily inside of a falling wedge. That's when we were talking about it on the stream. Obviously, that didn't call for it to go all the way up to 11, 12, but it did. But at this point, you don't have any real patterns on the daily and on the MACD, so I think it's just a question of how long the hype lasts on BBIG. I don't really see too much from a technical standpoint to be talking about here. It's kind of past that point. Workhorse, potentially double bottoming at the PCZ of a bullish bat. I know the Lump was talking about this in the Discord. Really just want to see it hold above like 850-ish, just to hold these recent lows. Also maybe a little bit of hidden bullish divergence on the daily, but that's not doing much. Yeah, the levels are already charted out for you if you want to take a screenshot. FUBO, just chopping around at the 200-day moving average. Not too much to really talk about here. We looked at this like last night, I think. I just want to see continue to hold above 27 maybe. It's really choppy, really in between 24 and 35. I said this last night, but it's still just pretty choppy to me in between those levels. I mean, maybe lower time frames could be a little bit more easier to tell. Well, you do actually. Let's see if that's real though. You somewhat have hidden bullish divergence on the 1 hour chart. And then maybe a descending broadening wedge. CEV. If it can get above 938, then the next resistance is around 1030-ish from this low over here, and that's pretty much a 200-day moving average. So that's your next level if you can break this current resistances testing. Otherwise, your current or your closest support is around 855 from these recent lows. That's really, I don't see much of a pattern or divergence on the daily. T in MacBook. Oh, I get it. Yeah, AMC. Let me just. It's not on my watch list. Oh, I didn't know that was a Big Sean song. Oh, you didn't know PLBY was a real taker? Yeah, I think it was PLBY a SPAC, if I'm not mistaken. I like all the quotes you're dropping. Don't look for the needle in the haystack, just buy the haystack. ALLO. Potentially breaking out of a downsloping channel. It's back above 25. That's super important historical level. It's back above it. Nice. It was even testing it as resistance, and now it's using it as support. So as long as ALLO can continue holding 25, and again, that's a very, very tight, room for error. But if it can continue holding this, 2450 to 25 level, that's when I really like it. But it has to continue holding that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's broken back above that. It's broken out of this channel. I mean, hopefully it can do something. AMC broke out of somewhat an ascending triangle on the 4-hour. This is a premium trade. Already hit the first target. I learned this a few weeks ago. Already hit the first target for a 41% gain. If you're a premium member, you know about that. And the second target is 51 bucks, right under that previous support from June. Maybe it could be a resistance if it tests it again. And it's kind of breaking out this little ascending triangle. So hopefully that can get it up to that level. If it breaks that level, then 65 could be after, but you still have to test out 51 first if it does get there in the first place. Trident Acquisition Corp. No, it's not really a cup and handle. This would what you need for a cup and handle would be this. That would be your cup and handle. So you got to get at least somewhat more parallel to the neckline. And then you have to handle out, but it hasn't handled out yet, and it's not really completed the cup yet. But resistance is 1330, support's 11, just kind of in a range, and it's just testing the 200-day moving average. NURO, hidden bullish divergence, kind of developing on the daily. Support's just kind of like 10 bucks from where this candle closed at, and then from these lows. I'd say 1650 from these lows in 2017, and these resistances this year. Those are pretty much your two levels right there. That's all I really see there. Comms, I don't know when I have this charted from. Let me just delete everything. Well, 182 is a historical support dating back to 2019. Maybe like a descending triangle kind of, and it's getting close towards that apex point, so it might just depend on whichever way it decides to break out of. Maybe you could even look at this as like a falling wedge though, instead of a descending triangle if you chart it like that. So it just depends on how you want to look at it. I think actually a falling wedge does look better on this though. So that's comms. Not much divergence on the daily. 4 hours a little bit gappy. INFI, I like that it's above 346. Next major resistance is 433. That's a low from like 2016 roughly, and it's a high from January of this year. And your support's 350-ish or 346, which you just broke above. If you break that, then you got $3, 200-day moving average. And maybe a little bit of like you could try like a demand line somewhat, like this. I don't know if I'd call it a rising wedge. I don't really think there's 5 clear touches, but maybe like an upsloping channel or something. GNUS hits at a make or break area. It's just sitting right on this demand line that started in September of last year. Already hit the PCZ of close to a bullish crab. Maybe even a potential inverse head and shoulders. Like, this is such a big make or break area from a technical standpoint, in my opinion, for GNUS. Like, inverse head and shoulders, PCZ, bullish crab, demand line, classic bullish divergence. Like, wow. I just want to see a bounce here and then hopefully break back above 168, which is like the local resistance. Even got the 200-day moving average around that. And then the historical resistance is like 188 to $2. You get above $2 and it's gone crazy 1, 2, 3 times that it got above $2. So that's your GNUS. PayPal. It's just sitting at this like 284 support area kind of. Resistance is 296. That was a gap fill that did fill. You have hidden bullish divergence on the daily. It's not really doing too much. I don't really see much of a pattern apart from that. I just want to see hold 275, which was that previous resistance from April. That's PayPal. Steven says, I picked up the book, The Wyckoff Methodology. Hopefully I said that right. In depth today. Awesome. Hope you enjoy it. Appreciate that, Sonny. Thank you, co-creator in Neutron Flux Labs. What else we got? Neutron says, I can't even find out because spending a new watt on this PC from a system builder and the image is good. I don't know if you're talking to somebody else in the chat. I don't really know the context of that. Can't install TradingView. I just use TradingView on the web. Chad says, you talk about CLOV. Yeah, we did talk about CLOV. It'll be in the timestamps. What is PMCB? I'm trying to understand the ticker. Somebody told me to watch it, up 14% today, says co-creator. MediCollege is going all right. Thank you. Gold Miner says, I really like GNUS. Been accumulating it for a while. It's a long play, but the talent behind the company is undeniable. Shaq has been pretty spot on when he puts some money into something. Yeah, I don't know anything about GNUS, so I can't really talk about it in that aspect. Kevin, we did talk about CLOV. It will be in the timestamps. Gonna start a GoFundMe for Hooked on Phonics for I can't comprehend things right now for whatever reason. I'm just maybe too tired, or I don't know. I'm just getting confused by a lot of these chats. So you said PMCB? I've never heard of it. It says some sort of a biotech. I don't really trade biotechs too much, but it looks like 660 is like the important level. It kind of gapped under that. Yeah, it might be up 15% today, but this stock was trading over $50 in February and now it's trading at $4, right? So it's just about however you want to look at it. But these are kind of like your historical levels I'm going to chart for you. I don't really know anything about this fundamentally. Those are kind of the most important levels I see from a long-term perspective. Maybe it isn't a falling wedge though, like right at the apex of a falling wedge. Like if you look at it like this, and keep in mind, it's I don't know what the market cap is, but I wouldn't assume that it's too much. It's kind of, volatile, to put it lightly. So, yeah. That's how I would chart it, at least. And then the recent support has just really just been this whole entire area in general. 230 to like 3. I don't really have the stomach to trade things like these most of the times because how volatile they are. But I'm not saying you shouldn't. Like, you make your own decisions on what you want to trade and what you don't want to trade. So yeah. Oh yeah, see, yeah, we were talking about this a couple nights ago, maybe even last night. And I didn't really know where it was going, and I still don't know where it's going, but I shared all the levels that I was seeing on the chart. And I shared that $1.02 level as resistance. It broke above that today, and it went pretty crazy. After it broke that resistance I shared, it went up another 27%. So that's what a breakout can do. Pretty much trading at the highest volume it's ever seen in the past few days. Next resistance, let me see what it did after hours first, because you never know. It was up to 137 after hours, so it's slightly higher after hours. 143 is kind of your next historical resistance. It was even a support from January of last year. It was resistance in October of last year, it was a resistance in December of last year, and it was a resistance in March of this year. So 143 is your next resistance. If it gets above that, then you got 193, which is a gap fill. In terms of support, $1. That's the strongest support I see, which was the resistance that I just broke above. RSI is overbought, however. RSI has never been this high before, actually. But yeah, you know, I think, you know, getting in now, it's like, I'm not saying it can't go higher. I'm just saying, like, there was obviously better opportunities for entries at lower prices not too long ago. So I don't know where it goes next. I'm just saying that in hindsight. Appreciate that, co-creator. Yeah, 2 more likes at 40. I mean, not 40, 80 likes. So hit that like button if you're not subscribed. Let me see. What? Didn't like 4 people subscribe and the notifications popped up? And it says we're at the same amount of subs. Maybe it's just not updating. Or maybe also 4 people unsubbed. Which is weird because usually people only unsubscribe when I talk about solo. So I don't know. I'm just joking. But I thought we'd be at 3,400. It's all good though. It's still late. No, the YouTube Studio subs are real time. Usually when we hit milestones, I've done it a few times on stream before, I could tell right away, but it's not really showing any improvement. I'm not going to say improvement. It's not really showing any progress for the stream tonight. Which is weird because we got 1, 2, 3, 4 subscribers on like Streamlabs that popped up on the screen. So I don't know. Future is still just flat. Actually, Russell futures are kind of taking a little bit of a, I'm not going to say head start, but they're up 0.4%, while Nasdaq and S&P futures are literally just flat. So we'll see. Neutron unsubbed, oh no. Litecoin's actually up 3% in the last 2 hours. Just retesting that neckline. Nah, don't unsub and resub. It's gonna glitch everything out. Just we'll wait till it happens. Solo, please need to cover the fundamentals. I won't cover the fundamentals. We'll see what's up with the chart though. Kind of looks the same. Hasn't really moved too much. It's been going sideways. I know we talked about 2 different harmonics, like the longer term harmonic and then even the shorter term harmonic. So it's just kind of hitting PCZs of harmonics and not really reacting, at least yet. I don't know if it eventually will, but it is a pretty textbook bullish bat. And even longer term, you can make an XABCDF out of this whole entire move. It's just not really doing much for right now. I mean, maybe it's trying to make a confirmation low or something. I don't know. I actually had a bullish hammer today though. So we'll see. I wish they had like a search button for emojis or stickers on TradingView, because it's hard to look through all these at like the same time. Is there a car sticker here? I could see trucks, but I can't see like a car. I don't think there's any cars. Yeah, I don't see any cars. And there's your solo car. It's the egg car. Is anybody gonna actually buy a solo? If anybody does buy a solo, please take pictures. Have a good one, co-creator. Thank you for all the support. But yeah, I don't know. Do we just call it here for the stream? I think we might. If you're not in the Discord, the link's in the description. So you're joining. That's it. I'm telling you, join the Discord. I made the decision for you. If you're not in it, well, now you have to join it. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Have a good trading day tomorrow. Thank you for watching the stream. If you're not subscribed, hit that button. If you didn't hit the like button, hit that button. All the links are in the description if you want to check out the free course, premium. What other links are in the description? I really can't think. Merch, the website, it's all there. It's all in the description. So thank you for all the support. Neutron says, from now on, I will be the biggest testimonial. I bought a solo egg car with all my FTM profits. Well, that's an interesting way to spend your profit. Yeah, take request are we're gonna call it for the night most likely. No, you tell me the ticker right now. I'll look at one more ticker for you. All right, drop the ticker in right now. Rithwick. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Drop the ticker in. I'll look at it, and then we'll get out of here. Snow. Okay. Upsloping channel / wedge, maybe trying to break out to the upside. It is approaching a historical resistance at around 325 to 330. It was your highs in January and February. If it breaks above that, then 359 will be the next level from your high in December and your low in December. If it rejects this area, then the support I would see is like 303. You could see that I was your low over here on December 15th of last year, and it was even your 2-day low on the 3rd and 7th of this month. It was even your 2-day high on August 31st and September 1st. So those are your levels. I don't see much divergence. I mean, technically you could argue that this is hidden bullish divergence currently playing out, but again, it's already playing out on both the MACD and the R. Definitely on the RSI, it looks a lot more clearer. So yeah, that's how I would kind of see Snow. It's yeah, I mean, yeah, he's even like approaching a golden retrace as well. We'll see. But yeah, those are all your levels on Snow. There you go. So yeah, everybody have a great night. Thank you for watching the stream, and peace out.